Hey guys, I am happy to introduce a special guest. He is on YouTube, and he is the northwest wind. Let me bring him in, and we can get it started. There we go.
Hey Jay, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. What about you, Sam?
I've been very busy lately, but I'm doing okay today. I got a lot done. I was looking forward to this all day too, so I'm glad we finally got to knock this out. I appreciate you inviting me, my friend.
Anytime. I love having you.
Yeah, glad to be here, brother. Thanks again. Yeah, big time.
And first of all, congratulations for reaching 20,000 subscribers.
Thank you. Yeah, I was super excited for that. I never thought that I would, get that far. And it was definitely an achievement. A lot of hard work and time, and I call it the blood, sweat, and tears. But looks like your channel's doing pretty well though too. Well over 1,000.
Yeah, but it's taking slow.
It does take time. I promise you, it takes time. But keep doing. That's what I keep telling myself, and people tell me, and I'm telling you, or anyone else watching. If you have a channel, like the only way to grow it is to keep doing it. Like even if it's hard, you just got to keep doing it. There's no other way to do it.
So, what made you start the YouTube thing?
So it's kind of a long story, but as far as YouTube, the website came out in 2006. I think it was 2005 or 6, one of the two.
Yeah, it came out in 6.
Okay, so 2006, almost 20 years ago. So I was at one of my friend's house. I still remember the night, and we were watching. There's an old video. I think it was Muffins. You should look if you're not familiar with Muffins. It's like a classic YouTube video. But either way, there was Muffins and a couple other crazy, like the first kind of viral YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And so we had always made, like every kid makes movies with their friends, on a video camera. I guess nowadays with phones and stuff. Did you guys do that too? Did you make movies?
Yeah, me and my brother used to do that all the time.
Right. So everyone did that, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm 33. So at the time, 20 years ago, I was 12, 13. And so we had all these videos, and I just started putting them on YouTube. I have a few different channels for different things. I'm a musician, so I have music in places. I do model railroading, so I have a channel for my trains. And I go film trains sometimes too. And then I'm a big I'm a big outdoors fisherman. Hi, this is my puppy. And so it was actually the 9-year anniversary this week of the Northwest Wind Channel. It used to be, I'm just going to let him do his thing because he's here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Zero, my puppy. Hi, bub. Good boy. So I'm a big fisherman and outdoorsman, and my buddies and I were always, hanging out, watching. We'd always be watching fishing YouTube when we were hanging out. And I've always been making movies and music and stuff. So I'm like, let's start a fishing channel. So I started the channel. It was called Puff Puff Bass Fishing. And it had a good run, and I kind of just coasted. It grew and then would slow down and grew and slow down. And I was still making the videos, but I wasn't really taking it anywhere. And then so about 18 months ago, I've been a fan of like Steve Wallace and Tony Random Adventures 2.0 and Jim Baird and Joe Robinette. Trying to think who else. Lost Lakes, Xander Budnick, a lot of outdoor guys, and all those guys' channels are huge now too. It's crazy. Following someone, when they had even like 50,000 subscribers or less, in the case of some of those channels, even less. And now they're all, hundreds of thousands, if not in the million. Like Steve, and Xander, both of them are going to be at probably 2 million this year, which is crazy. So I didn't want to start a new channel, but I wanted to kind of take the outdoor step further with, I've always done fishing and camping, but I wanted to do stealth camping. I always wanted to try. Yeah. And I wanted to do like more serious, like, we do fishing, camping videos, but I wanted to do like more serious, like camping videos. and I wanted to make my fishing content more serious. I still have fun, you know, my personality, but so I just started with the stealth. I said I'm going to rebrand the channel and said bye-bye to the old brand and rolled in the new brand like within a week. I announced it, then changed it all over. And then just started filming stealth camps. And when I'd go fishing or regular camping, I just kind of started approaching it all from this new angle on the same channel, but with a new vision. So all the old stuff is all still there, but I just, I know that was a really long answer to your question, but you asked how I started. You know, it's like a 20-year process at this point. So, but this channel's 9 years old. Whether I know I rebranded it in September of or August or September of 2023, but I started this channel back in, it was March of 2016. So even just to get to 20K with all the work and time, there's probably 300 videos or so. You know, it took 9 years. So.
And where did you come up with the name of the Northwest Wind?
So that's another kind of like, it's a long story, but I can make it easy to. So if you look above me, it says Keewaydin.
Oh yeah.
So Keewaydin, it's an Ojibwe, which is some Canadian Aboriginals. So Keewaydin means north wind or home wind in Ojibwe.
Okay.
So, you know, you have a lot of, you have like the Anishinaabe, they call them the Aboriginal people of Canada. Ojibwe were one of those tribes or sects, whatever you want to call them, respectfully, obviously. And Keewaydin, if I'm not mistaken, it's north wind or northwest wind or also home wind. It's like a friendly wind. So Keewaydin, I went to a camp in Canada, way northern Canada.
I saw a video of that you did.
The camping trip that I took this past year. Yeah. So if you're watching this, if you haven't seen that, it's on my channel. It's 3 days alone in Canada or whatever it's called. Yeah. I kind of tell the whole backstory. That's like the reason for the video. And that's another good example of like serious outdoor camping, fishing stuff. I still have fun, but so I wanted it to be, because without those experiences of going to that camp for 4 years, for 7 weeks, I was 12 when I first went. So it made me into like the outdoorsman and fisherman and just passion for being kind of like, I'm a pretty simple guy. I like to have fun, but I also like to just be outside, kind of be alone or be in quiet places with my friends and just enjoy, you know, stealth camping is a little different, but it's kind of the same idea, just getting away and doing something fun. So without Keewaydin, I wouldn't be anywhere close to the person I am. I don't know if I would have ever picked up a fishing rod. I mean, I guess everybody does once or twice, but so the name, I didn't want to name it Keewaydin, or, you know, I don't want to use the name or anything, but be something like outdoorsy, but like kind of brand name too, but also like personal to me. So it's just a different, I guess it's just the meaning of the word or like a take on the word versus, you know, the name itself. And a lot of people do ask that question. So it's a good question. So by the way, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I was wondering too, I wanted to ask you, where are you from?
I'm from California. North California.
Like Sacramento or?
A little bit north of Sacramento. It's called San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I love San Francisco. Haven't been there in a while, but I've been there several times. Chicago and San Francisco are my favorite cities in the country, and I've been like everywhere.
So, nice.
Chicago, San Francisco, not far behind.
So I've been hearing from other people that they compare you to Steve Wallace. The video. What do you say about that? Because for me watching you, I think you're really different from Steve. You bring like a funnier side to stuff. camping. So
Yeah, I mean, tell me a little more. So I'll answer your question for sure. And you're asking me great questions because I like when I've done a few of these. And if people ask me questions that I can like talk for 5 minutes straight and give a lot of detail, that's a good interview. So good questions for sure. But before I answer that, give me more of your take on what you think I am compared to Steve, because I want to hear what you think too. People tell me all the time 100 different things, and I'll get into it, but I want to hear it from you.
me, I do watch Steve Walnuts video too,
Yeah.
but every single video, it seems the same kind of video. Every single video that he puts out.
Sure.
But with you bring up your, what do you call it, your comedy side out.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's kind of funny too.
I appreciate that. I try.
And then sometimes he doesn't show him getting caught sometimes.
Right. I don't know if he's been caught. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. But with you actually show that stuff. Like you get busted by a cop or get busted, like when you were doing the stuff in the trash can.
Yeah, that was the third one. I had just started doing it. It was the
You got caught by all the workers that were working in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that you were in the office building, you got caught by your uncle? When you were coming out the door, your uncle was in your car.
In the morning, yeah. In the morning. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. I don't think I showed that, but I think I mentioned it, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you didn't show the uncle, but you showed you talking to your uncle.
Right, because I work with family. I don't really talk about it at all. I don't like give it away or nothing, but I do work with family. So that's the reasons why I'm not able to or allowed to camp there, but I've done 4 or 5, 3, 4 videos there.
Yeah. You did one in the bathroom.
Right, exactly. You've watched, I mean, it sounds like you've watched just about everything. So I appreciate that too, big time.
I just found you about 4 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, I know you reached out a couple weeks ago, and very happy to be here. And I appreciate the support too. You could see I love talking about it. It puts a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Just hearing, I'll answer your Steve question next, but I think it's important to point out, I don't advertise the channel to like anybody, like my friends or my family or people I work with. I post in camping Facebook groups and stuff, and on Reddit, that's just it, just to get the name out there. And then I have a personal Instagram, but that's it. And it's funny to me that my audience is growing, and 99.9% of people are just people like you, like Jay, that just found me, or people recommended in the YouTube algorithm. And certain people, not certain people, but people in my life, people at work, family members, cousins, people I haven't seen since like high school or talked to in 20 years.
Really?
On Facebook, or I'll run into people at the office. Happened a few times, and they're like, you were on like the video when I got chased out of the woods. A lot of people saw that on like compilation channels and stuff. So
actually, that was the next question after you answered
it. So as far the Steve question, I want to answer that real quick because that's a good question, and it's very, very relevant to my channel. So I even posted a video. It was early on, maybe in like at the end of 2023, like when I had done like maybe 8 or 9 stealth camps, something like that. I'll have to double check. But it was early on, and I even said like, I'm not Steve Wallace. It was like the title, and I think I was sitting in this exact spot, and I'm just like, the channel wasn't that big yet, but it was growing, and I knew people were enjoying the content, but people kept just like kind of I hadn't really made a name for myself yet, so to speak. Not that I'm like, I don't have a big channel yet, but it's growing. And so it's kind of like new. So a majority of people that were watching the channel were like seeing me from probably Steve recommended videos, like the algorithm. And they were kind of just trashing me, dogging me. No one like, really gave me a fair knock. And when you compare, to answer your question like directly, I don't think I'm anything like Steve. I don't think my content is anything like Steve's, aside from the fact that I do stealth camp and camp. Um, a good analogy, people will say like, people will say, uh, Steve camped in a U-Haul, be original. I'm like, Tony Hawk skateboards, like Tony Hawk did a kickflip. Like, does that mean I'm not allowed to do a kickflip? Or like, uh, uh, Eddie Van Halen plays guitar. Am I not allowed to play guitar? Not saying like I'm going to sit there and be like trying to copy Tony Hawk or be in like a Van Halen cover band, or I'm trying to say like make an example. But his, like you said it yourself, kind of, and that's why like I like to hear people's opinions on it, because I don't advertise it to people. I don't really talk about it much. Bring it up to people unless they bring it up to me, because I just do my thing. But I'm a big fan of Steve. Been, I think, almost 4 years now, which isn't a long time because he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Right. But his content, like, he's got his own formula for how he creates and produces his videos and how he shoots and edits them. And so do I. Like you said, all of his videos are the same, and I agree. But mine are too. I'm not saying you don't, but if anyone I'm saying it to, if you pay attention, Steve's videos are all, the same. Like, he'll tell you what he's doing, show you setup, kind of get settled in, show you the surroundings, tell you his plan, start cooking, eating, and then, eat, go through, without telling the whole, mine are kind of the same. Like, I do my, hey, how are you intro. Here's what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. Kind of get into it, do a little dance or some loud, so there is like a formula to it as well. So
true.
When you say it's not, you weren't insulting Steve at all, but I know what you're saying. Some people might take it and it's a positive, because it's not, when you say Steve's videos are all the same, they are. Mine are all the same too. It's not an insult or like a boring or like everything is always identical. It's just kind of like everyone's got a recipe for success, and that's like when you watch a like Full House or like the Brady Bunch or any of that sitcom stuff, or even like comedy movies. Like, they all have like the first minute, and then it goes to like the intro, and then like they start the episode and there's like a problem, then they have to like solve the problem, then like there's like a defining moment, and then they resolve it, and it's I'm trying to say it's like so Steve is more calm, cool, collected, more like does more detail stuff with like the cooking and the gear, and he scouts his locations and kind of does every single thing in the video, where I'm more like I try to be prepared as possible, but I also try purposely to be unprepared, not because I want to like be an idiot, but like I'm like, that looks like a good place to camp, but I'm not going to go look at it for an hour and figure everything out. Or like, I know with certain gear, I forget sometimes, or like, I could be more stealthy or like wear different colored clothes to be more blending in. He's a good boy. So I do it almost on purpose to keep things more like reality style.
Yeah. Okay.
Just, I want to stealth camp. Like tomorrow's video, I stealth camped at McDonald's last week. It's a good video, I think. But once again, if you watch it, I'm like, there's a couple things that happened where I was like underprepared, and it's not because I didn't plan properly or stake it out, but I was just like, that's kind of how my videos just are. Like you said, my style is, instead of having everything in order prior to showing up, it's like, I want to stealth camp at McDonald's. I'm going to throw everything in my bag, at least know what I'm going to eat is usually what I plan. I'm going to just show up at McDonald's and film a video. And if I get busted, fine. If my sleeping arrangements, which is kind of what happens in tomorrow's video, aren't perfect, that's a boneheaded thing on my part. But I don't really put as much thought into the videos as I should because I just want to. Maybe I am an idiot for not, but that's just kind of how I do it. You know, like I don't know how
Yeah.
else to describe it. I just like it to be like, hey, we're here, we're stealth camping, let's go do it. Versus, you know, I feel like Steve, if he's going to stealth camp at McDonald's, which I think he did last
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I
Yeah,
thought,
up on the hill, I think, right? Like,
yeah, I thought that
right.
it was like behind trees and stuff like that.
I think you're right. Like about summertime last year, maybe. But he scouted out that McDonald's and found the spot, and I'm sure knew exactly where he was going, and had every piece of gear he needed, and knew what time to show. You know, it's like with me, it's like I just, you know, hey, I'm going camping tomorrow. I'm going to go here, and I'm good to go. So, sorry if I'm like giving you too long of answers, but
No. I love it. I love it. So, yeah, in all your videos, I see you just eat one kind of food, and that's sausage and pepper.
I haven't in a while. I haven't though. It's been a minute since I did.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So, is that your favorite food to eat?
It's definitely one of them. So it started when I rebranded the channel. You know, we would do our fishing and camping and cooking whenever it kind of happened. But like I said, there wasn't like a recipe, pun intended, I guess, or pun not intended, I guess. There wasn't like a recipe for the videos. But the first stealth camp I did was in the Home Depot shed, and there's a restaurant called Culver's across the street, so I got that. If you, I don't know if there's Culver's in California, but if there is, it's really good. And then it's like high class fast food. And then the second video was the mall, and I got the Sarku Japan, the chicken teriyaki.
Oh yeah.
And then the third video was, I believe it was the third video was the dumpster. And when I had I didn't have a jet boil at the time. I had the super big ass.
You had the big ass.
Yeah. Pardon me for swearing. I won't swear anymore, but I had the.
You can go right ahead.
Sounds good. I had the super big double burner Coleman stove with pots and pans, and nothing was cut or prepared. And I just threw it on a garbage bag and got in the dumpster, the sausage and peppers. So that video, it didn't like go viral as much as I hoped or think it would. Maybe I should like re-upload it now and see if it would do better or do it again.
I do a lot better.
Maybe I should just re-upload it just to see what happens. Get more people. But so I made sausage and peppers in that video. The Home Depot video and mall both did really well initially. But that video didn't do so good initially, like views wise, but like just how ridiculous it was, kind of like thing, you know? So I just like the sausage and peppers in a dumpster. Like whenever anyone said anything about the video to me, and a lot of my friends and family saw that because my cousin saw it and sent it to. So it was like the fact that I was cooking the sausage and peppers in there kind of became like its own thing versus the rest of. Like they didn't care I was in a dumpster cooking, or they didn't care I was camping. They were more like laughing, and it was more of a thing that I was cooking sausage and peppers in the dumpster. So by the way, send me, I was going to tell you, but I forgot today. Send me on Instagram your mailing address, and I want to get you some stickers as well. I forgot to tell you that. So,
thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure. So the sausage and peppers just kind of became its own thing. I haven't made it on the channel in a while though. I need to do that again. I will tell you, I found it a while back, but I actually went and looked at it. Like I said, I'm not Steve and prepared, but to find the right dumpster, I did have to look for dumpsters. And so I did find a dumpster I thought would work, and then I looked at it, and I do have the dumpster picked out for the dumpster redemption video part 2. So,
okay. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for it. I can't say it probably won't. It's not going to be this week's or next week's, but I'm hoping sometime So between now and sometime in April for sure, I'm gonna do
Okay,
that.
okay. Nice, nice.
But
And the next question is, how did you come up with the alter ego of Kevin?
So that goes back to you had to have seen it. How old are you, by the way? I'm 33. Are you about my age?
I'm way old. I'm 45.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well, you look a lot younger. I figured we were about the same age, but cool. But so you were probably a little older when it came out, which means you probably appreciated it more. Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin, obviously.
Oh, I love that movie.
Pesci. Yeah, it's one of my top 5.
I love that movie.
But so it was just always, it was like my friends and I, my friend Uncle Canada especially, we would watch it all year round. Like we're nothing else. Let's just watch Home Alone. So I would just always Kevin, and I call people Kevin and I call people daddy. It's just like, instead of mom jokes, I started when we were like 15, like instead of your mama jokes, I made your dad jokes.
Okay.
So I say daddy a lot, or dad, and then Kevin from like Home Alone. So I just, it's always been like a thing to me, just like Kevin and dad, your dad, daddy. You have to be there, I guess. But so the first character I did was Matouche. That was in the ice cream one, and I was like, I need something. And then I wanted to. We have like supplies at work for like people that go work in industrial settings. So I saw them one day, and it like occurred to me, like I hadn't thought about it, but I was making these videos, and there's hard hats and safety glasses in the vest, steel toe boots and all that stuff. And I'm like, that would be perfect for stealthing, like at the rooftop in the construction site. And I'm actually, the video I'm shooting tomorrow, Construction Kevin will be back, so I'll tease that now.
Okay. Okay.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna not tomorrow's video that's coming out, but the one I'm gonna film tomorrow. So that's probably next week's video. So spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But so I just started. I'm like, I might have just been filming. I can't say for sure, but I think the first Kevin I did was Construction Kevin on the rooftop when I ran into Asian Tony. I know you're Asian too, I know, but it's not like making fun of him for being Asian. It's just like so either way, I apologize if that comes off weird.
No, it's cool. Cool.
And so I was just, probably, I think I might have just probably said it, Construction Kevin, and then it was Railroader Kevin, and what are some of the other ones I did? There's got to be a few others. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, there's a lot of Kevin. You did.
So it's just always been kind of like a thing for me personally, and I just kind of introduced it to the channel. But just like the sausage and peppers, like people in the comments, it's always sausage and peppers. Kevin, what was there was Temu Kevin I just did when I was like the gangster.
Oh yeah.
Kevin. There's got to be a few more. I'd have to go back and look. The video tomorrow is Stealth Camp number 37, and the one I'll be filming is 38. Plus all the other videos I've done since I started Northwest Wind, and then all the Puff Puff Bass videos prior, 200 some. So even just since I started the Northwest Wind, I haven't missed a week. Some weeks I had multiple videos. So you're talking 52 videos plus another. We just hit the 18 months of the Northwest Wind. So you're talking like 75 to 80 videos just under the Northwest Wind banner. And I'm doing one a week, if not more. So it's hard for me to, kind of remember.
I don't know how you do that. I have no idea.
I'm not bragging at all. Please, if you watch, I'm not like that guy that brags or cares. I don't know. I really don't know how I do either. It screws up my week and my schedule. And my wife always says, and people always mention, I should do it on the weekends, so it doesn't interfere. Because I always sorry, my dog's barking up there.
No, it's okay.
But people always say I should do it on the weekends, and I'm like, but I work all week. I want to fish and hang out and relax.
Yeah, that's totally understandable.
So I do it after work, because to me it's like a second job kind of. So it puts a crimp in my schedule. You know, I feel like if I miss a week, then I might as well just quit, because I promised myself I was going to do this. I've said it before, but when I did the Home Depot camp and rebranded the channel, I said, this is the end of Puff Puff Bass. In a week or so, I'll be rebranding and all this stuff is coming. And then I shot all those, like, at first I didn't have like a schedule of every Thursday at 6 like I do now, but I was just kind of shooting things and uploading them. And then around like December of that year, so like 3 months in, I'm like, let me just keep this every week. So then I always have content coming out at the same time. And a couple times I've uploaded other stuff randomly. But when I first started the Home Depot, I said, I'll do this for a month straight and see what happens. So 4 or 5 videos, and it went really well. And so that was like September 23. So I said, all right, well, I'll do it till the end of the year. And so up through December, Christmas time, it went super well. I'm like, let me see if I can make it through winter. You know, that'll put me at like 6 months. So March, about this time, came around last year. I'm like, I'll do it for a full year every week and see what happens. And we got through the first full year, and the channel was doing well. And it's hard, but I enjoy myself. Some of the camps like suck and aren't fun to be doing, but I try my best. I mean, here we are. Yeah. So it's been 18 months straight. My goal, I'm going to do at least through 2 years. So if I decide to quit, it won't be till at least September 1st. So you can count on that. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Well, there is one video I would love to ask you about. And I think it was the video where you were in your tent and you were really scared out of your mind because there were people messing with your tent.
So
outside.
Yeah, so there was that one, and then I did the follow-up to that one too, if you remember, and like it wasn't as bad, but there was people back there again. But yeah, that video, it's my most popular video for sure. It's also very polarizing. A lot of people think it's fake. A lot of people think it's Bigfoot. A lot of people think it's like aliens or like ghosts or Jesus or something. No offense to nobody, but like a lot of people.
I was going to ask you about that. Did you stage that video or no?
No. I tell everybody, people think I'm being like Pat, like the video is real. I don't know how else to say it. I've said it in other live chats, and I've said it because one of my things I do, I respond to every comment. I respond to every. So if you go look at that video, I mean, there's like almost 7,000 comments, at least 6,000. I guarantee you that. And so you figure at least. Some of them are like conversation threads, but at least half of those comments, if there's 6,000, half of those are me responding to people because I respond to everybody. And some people have conversations amongst themselves, so I can't respond to each of those, but I try to if I can see them. But the threads don't always give me notifications. But you figure I responded to at least 2,000 of the 6,000 comments on there. And that's what I try to tell people is, you know, it's not me being like a dick or mean, but it's like that's all I say is you're entitled to your opinion. The video, you can believe what you want. I make people are like, this is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you know, because I smell your cigarette. I'm like, maybe it was, I keep telling people like it was squirrels smoking cigarettes or raccoons. They're just having a smoke, just trying to. So, yeah, definitely a very polarizing, very, very polarizing video. But
because when I watched that video, I thought to myself, I saw the video somewhere else.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead. If you're
and I just remembered I saw Nuke's top 5.
Yes, exactly. Yep. So he's the biggest channel that featured it. And when I mentioned earlier, cousins of mine and people from high school that I haven't talked to in 20 years, and a couple of people at work. So Nuke's, what does he have? Like 5 million subscribers, 6 million. He's got millions, not just a million. He's got millions.
Yeah.
They reached out to me. So the video's been featured on a bunch of channels, big and small. Also in like India and China and
wow.
So there's
really?
like, I can't speak Indian per se, but it's like, Sam with the northwest wind, now scared tent, and and then they like it's like
Yeah.
how Nukes did it, but in different languages. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I mean, to me, it's like I sit there just red faced, laughing, crying myself to sleep because it's so funny.
Yeah, but that's great, dude.
It is. It's so funny. And when people, a lot of times, I don't even know that they featured me because if they don't ask, they just do it. Like I prefer they ask, but I don't care because it's
Yeah. Of course.
But people send me it. It slowed down a little bit, but people send me stuff. Like it seems like at first it was a lot, and now it's like once a month or so, someone will be like, "Yo, you were featured on Jay's channel." But Nukes reached out to me, and then Chilling Scares is another big one. There's a couple more that are pretty big.
Yeah.
And some of the foreign channels are pretty big, but Nukes reached out to me, and I'd never heard of Nukes. Surprising for how big the channel is. I'm not really into it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're pretty big. So you,
Yeah, I'm into all that ghost stuff,
right?
And stuff like that. So
yeah, paranormal and yeah, and that's what most of the channels that featured it were, or like camping mishaps, stuff like that. But they reached out and asked me, can we use this? And I just say yes to everybody, just like interviewing. I was happy to come on here. If someone wants to take their time to talk to me, I'm down. If someone wants to use my stuff, like I'm not going to say no. Even if people have made money off my videos too, because their channels are monetized. Like I'm sure Nukes made good money. Some TikToks have used my stuff without asking and got like 700,000 views or whatever, more than that. I don't know, but if they ask, I'm happy to. Like when I saw Nukes wanted to, and then I like looked at their channel and I'm like, wow, he's big. I'm like, please. And if people steal the content, like it kind of makes me upset. At first it made me really upset because some of those TikToks got like 20, 30, 50 million views. And it's not the money they make. I looked up the metrics, but they made some money on it and just stealing my content. But it's free advertising and people want to come watch it on my channel and subscribe to me and give, not that I'm in it for the money, but when my numbers go up, I'm not complaining, at all.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So is that how you found my channel though? Through Nukes, I'm guessing?
Oh, no, actually. I first saw it Nukes, but I forgot what, when I saw it, so I couldn't go back to it.
Okay.
But all of a sudden, I was watching Steve Wallace's video.
Okay.
Right after that video, one of your old videos came up.
Okay. Yeah, and like the sidebar, the recommended or whatever.
Yeah, the recommended. Then I watched the first one. Is the one that you were stealth camping in back of Walmart.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That was a cold, crappy night.
Yeah, and then I got interested, so I flipped through your channel again, and I saw that scary video that you put up.
Okay, so by chance.
And I'm like, I saw this somewhere.
Right.
And then I subscribed and turned the notifications on.
There you go. The sausage, subscribe, and the bell pepper.
Yep.
There you go. You got it done. You followed instructions, Jay. Good for you.
I love following.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're funny. I like that you laugh a lot too. I like it. Never be too serious in life. Not how I roll too.
Yeah, you cannot be serious all the time. You got to laugh.
I think so you pointed out earlier when it comes to like Steve's videos or I don't know, are you familiar with Tony, Random Adventures?
I watch him sometimes.
He's a really good guy, good friend to him, and I talk as friends behind the scenes, as YouTubers, but as people. And we've been chatting too, you and I, so I consider you a friend now as well. So
thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to have you as a friend too. So.
God bless for sure. You just gave me the heartwarming, that's a good guy feeling, so I appreciate you. But when it comes to what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, with the not taking things too serious. So we got all sentimental, and I lost my train of thought. Thanks. No, yeah, it's all good, my friend. I'm just busting your chops. The taking things too seriously. So if you watch Steve and Tony and even like Joe Robinette, a lot of they take, not that they take themselves too seriously, because what they do works and people enjoy it. I'm a fan of all of them. I subscribe to all of them. As soon as I hit their subscribe, sausage and bell peppers. And my favorite thing to do is watch my favorite creators' new stuff come out, because TV nowadays sucks. And I don't really watch much, like American Pickers and stuff. That's really it. And R.I.P. Frank Fritz. But they take themselves very seriously, and they take what they do as far as making the videos and all that very seriously. I mean, not that they're not funny. They definitely do stuff that makes me laugh, and they are silly and witted and make jokes. But my goal is I take what I do onto that point. I take what I do very seriously as well. I shoot the videos best I can, as good a quality as I can. I edit them like down to like the millisecond as quality as I can. Sometimes I'm spent, even like the McDonald's video that's coming out tomorrow, like, that's a couple hours of footage filmed, and then 5-6 hours of editing.
God.
It's fun, but that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of work so I know I'm sidetracking a bit. Getting to McDonald's at 6:30 p.m. and then filming all that and being there till like whatever 5:30, 6 in the morning. That's 12 hours of my time just to be there and film. And then I got to go home like a pile of crap and go to work. And then I have to spend, whatever, even 4 or 5, 6 hours editing. So you add, 16 to 20 hours and then upload the video and the comment, and do that every single week. It's like one full day's, not just a Tuesday, but it's like 24 hours of actual time, give or take, like every single week. So it adds up.
How do you do it?
It's not a brag or like I'm not bragging. I'm not looking for it's like I'm just literally telling you what the process is.
Yeah.
That's why I like spring and summer now, because it's not that I don't want to be filming longer, but if it's light out till 9 o'clock, I can show up at 7:45 or 8 p.m. and still have enough light to film and cook and do all that. And then I have to be there for 10 hours instead of 12, versus in the wintertime, like it's dark by 5 o'clock. Like I have to be there 3-4 hours longer so I can film while it's still daytime,
Yeah, that's true.
It's but what I was getting at was, if you couldn't tell, I really like to talk.
I love to talk to you. So.
Good. I like talking with you too. Good conversation. Taking yourself too seriously. My goal is I take what I do seriously, and I take the scenarios and situations seriously. But I mentioned it before. I like it to be in real time. I like it to be reality. I like it to be whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Like you said, if I get busted or if something happens at the location or whatever, or like the corn maze when I chose to leave because I didn't want, like, I was in someone's backyard on accident. I didn't realize it was like a family home there. I thought it was because they have like the storefront, but then the house is right there. I'm like, this is not a good idea. This is like
not a good idea at all.
Someone's backyard. So I just try to keep it as real as possible, but I also try to make it fun. And I've always just kind of been like a clown, fun loving, the joke of the party, the life of the party. Like that's just kind of how I am, just high energy. So I think I take it as seriously or put in as much time and effort as everybody else, but I put my own spin on it. And if people like the video or compliment or like or subscribe or shoot me an email saying I do my mental health spiel too. We can talk about that if you want at some point. But
well, that was my next question. I was going to ask you about how mental health do it.
What's that? I'm sorry. What was that?
That was going to be my next question after you. How you do with your mental health?
Okay. Yeah. So I'll get to that in 1 second. I was, as far as I was just going to finish that by saying, in line with everything, including the mental health stuff, it means the most to me. So everyone's support and donations and subscribes, it all really means a lot to me. And I say that like 1,000 times a video on purpose so people know, because if they hear me say it 10 times, hopefully they'll believe me. But it means it's extra special to me when people say like, thanks for making me laugh or smile, or when you got caught with the sausage in the dumpster, I was crying, laughing so hard, that kind of stuff. It's like, or people tell me that they made me laugh or smile. It means the most to me compared to a lot of things, because that's all I want to do is just, make people happy.
That's great.
So
yeah.
As far as the mental health stuff, were you asking how I'm doing or what?
Yeah. How are you doing with it?
Well, let me ask you. I've done a lot of talking. How are you doing? Tell me a little bit about your struggle and what you go through.
Well, as you can
very well personally.
As you can tell, that I had cerebral palsy.
Right. I'll say a prayer for you too. I did already, but I will again.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been hard all my life. When I was a kid, I got made fun of at school. But you know how kids are.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Yeah, they don't understand. But I got into 6th grade and I met 3 nicest kids you could ever meet.
Good.
We just hit it off. We became best friends. To this day, we're friends.
Are they? Do they have disabilities too?
No,
okay,
not at all. And the thing I liked about them was when we were in school, they didn't treat me any special way. They just treated me like a regular kid.
Good.
So,
as they should, as you should be treated. You're just, I'm just talking to you. What's
the
difference?
And I was apprehensive of making a channel on the platform. I'm like, would people actually watch a disabled person do stuff about sports and stuff like that? And when I started, it was slow. But then a couple of years ago, I met this guy who actually rated my live stream. And his channel is Tom Grossi.
Okay.
He's the biggest sports YouTube channel. He's almost at 8 million subscribers.
Wow. So you should definitely try to be friends with him. I'm sure that would help your channel.
He rated my channel. He gave me his Instagram DM. Since then, we've been talking and we're friends now.
Good.
And he's trying to help me get more interviews with more popular YouTubers.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you're doing a great job. Like I said, I checked out your channel. You definitely get views. People definitely seem to like your videos. Seems like you're growing too. So hell yeah, bro. Keep going.
Oh, thank you. But I do get some comments sometimes going, why are you doing this? I can't believe you're doing this. Why don't you just stop because you're disabled? And in some of my live streams, they would come in and they would heckle me, going, we can't understand your voice. Your voice is kind of weird. You're moving around too much, blah, blah, blah. So.
You just gotta, it makes me want to get upset. You just gotta ignore them, bro.
Yeah, so I try to block it out, but sometimes you try to block it out, but it just gets to you sometimes.
It does. Yeah, it does. You can't let it though. You're doing a good thing. You're doing a good job. You're having fun. You're enjoying yourself. You wouldn't be doing it if you didn't enjoy it. So why let somebody else ruin what is good for you? If you do that, you're letting them win.
Yeah.
you're letting them win. That's what they want. Only people who do that are miserable people.
But there was this one time when I was live streaming and somebody came into my live stream and go, why don't you go die? I'm like, whoa, that's taking too far.
Yeah, I can't sympathize. I don't know how to, I'm trying to choose my words. I can't put myself in your shoes as far as your daily life. And I'm sure it's difficult sometimes.
Oh yeah,
So you already had it, but you have my respect and support.
thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, brother. And, but I'm not laughing because it's funny. I can tell you for sure that I know how mean people can be on YouTube and Reddit and.
Oh yeah, they can't.
As a creator, I'm right there with you, 100%.
But when he said that on live stream, I appreciated my other subscribers who were in the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
They stood up for me and they told the guy, why don't you go die, or why don't you go? Nobody wants you here. Blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff.
I've thought about it in the past, and it's obviously just like a pipe dream, but it's never going to happen. But in my mind, it'd be like, it's like how you and I are talking right now. Like, I don't know how it'd be possible, but like on YouTube, especially, or Reddit or Twitter, like a lot of people are just, I call them egg accounts. Like they just have like an egg photo, like the standard stock when you make a new account.
Yeah.
Even so, or it's just like a picture of LeBron or something, or Peyton Manning or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, it'll be like at LeBron's daddy 1 2 3 4, and he'll say something like that to you or to somebody or to me, whatever. And it's I don't think it's possible at all, but in order to have a profile on YouTube or like to comment or Facebook, any of that stuff, it should be like a real verified, like you have to show them your driver's license.
Oh yeah.
You can have like you should have like your real name and it's really you, and not like give out your address or phone number because people are crazy, but like you shouldn't be allowed to hide behind a computer and say, Sam, you're an idiot and I hate you, whatever. I know that's benign compared to some of the other things.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed to, and free speech. I know I'm like all over the place. It just makes my head spin. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I totally understand what you're trying to say.
Right. I feel for you. I really do. I do for sure. But
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's not only so you've got it from two angles because you've been dealing with it your whole life, as you mentioned, and then putting yourself out there as a creator. I mean, you and I are not Brad Pitt, let's just say. But if Brad Pitt or Megan Fox, even them putting stuff out there like we do, they get the same crap as us. And
they get heckled too. So
you can't win no matter what. But you got to listen for every 100 good comments, there's one bad comment. Like obviously the 100 people that are saying good things, or even if it's just like a neutral comment, like take that and run with it.
Yeah. So, but after doing this for a while, you get used to the bad comments.
You do, yeah. Or you just learn to let them go.
Yeah, I learned to just block it out. So
I've only deleted. That's another thing. I told you, and everyone that follows me knows I respond to everybody. Emails, Instagram messages, and comments. If people message me on Reddit because I post on there and Facebook groups and stuff, and YouTube comments. I've only blocked, I think, 4 people, and they said things along the lines of what you mentioned. Stuff that's like, you can call me swear words or names or make fun of me, but when you say like there's a certain line.
Oh yeah, there is a certain line.
Yeah, and yeah, no, 100%. You know, it takes a special kind of person to go above that line. But again, behind a computer screen or behind your phone, like it's not like if you would not, the person that said that to you or who said things to me or to whoever, to Brad Pitt, let's just say, they're not going to, if they see Brad Pitt at McDonald's tonight, they're not going to say that to him.
Yeah, you're not going to say it in front of the faces.
Right. And it's not like being a tough guy, like say it to my face. It's like, no, like you wouldn't be a dick. You're going to be a dick through the computer. But if I ran into you at Walmart in the frozen food section, you're not going to be, I'm not trying to tell you to come say it to my face. Like, but the point is like, you're not going to say that to my face because that's not the kind of person you are. You want to do it and hide out. And even if you say it to my face, I'm not going to hit you or fight you. It's like, I would just look at you and be like, what's your problem? You know, same thing. It's like, people just don't, you know.
Yeah.
Is that a ghost behind you?
No, that was my mom. I live with my parents and my brother and my nieces.
Oh, cool. All the family together. That's got to be fun.
Not really.
No. I'll take your word for it.
I mean, have you a 4-year-old niece running around the whole house?
Right.
Not quite.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I'm not in your shoes, so I can't speak for you, but I'll take your word for it.
But my next question is, how does your wife think about what you're doing?
Before I answer that, I just want to say real quick, thanks for sharing some of your story with me too. And I think I'm going to share this on my page. I'll share the link once you upload it or once it goes live. And I think your story is worth sharing and will resonate with a lot of people. So thanks for doing that.
No.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot either, but
no, I mean, thank you. Anytime you want to use my content, go right ahead.
Okay. No, I'm not going to put it on my channel. I'll send everyone with the link to your channel, so let them come find you for sure.
Okay. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. What was the question again? How does my wife
think about you doing this stuff? You're leaving the house, leaving her all by herself once a week.
It's funny to me that she said, well, it's a good thing. She supports me no matter what I do. We support each other because we were best friends before we got together. And then obviously, you know, we're married now for a few months. Yeah. She's very, you know, it's funny. I was on Reddit today and there's a subreddit of advice, and it's funny you're mentioning that now because I was reading that subreddit today, and that post came up, and it was a guy, and he was saying, my wife belittles and blah blah blah, throws temper tantrums when I want to go do my hobbies, and he, you know, that was the headline, and the post itself was like, you know, I'm a big outdoorsman, fisherman, and anytime I want to go out with my buddies, anytime I want to go out fishing, or when I'm out in the garage, you know, we're out in the garage, whatever. She's, you know, paraphrasing, isn't happy about it and busts my chops and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, there was like over 2,000 comments on it. So I kind of went down the rabbit hole reading these. And a lot of people, even some women, were in there saying that their husbands are like that to them. Not that it's like one sex versus the other. But the post was wives nagging husbands. But yeah, there was wives in there saying that, and that's all I'm trying to say. And, you know, there's 100 examples I could give of what I read, and cliche stuff too, like, you know, stereotypical stuff. And it's like I said, it's funny you mentioned that, because as soon as I was going to tell you my answer, that's the first thing I thought of was those poor bastards, or those poor pardon my French. She's very, very supportive of all of my hobbies. You know, fishing season's getting started. That's what I was doing before we went live. I got home from work, I exercised, and then I was putting my batteries in my bass boat and getting all that ready, because I took Friday off because it's going to be really nice, and then rain again, so I'm going to go fish Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. So she's very supportive. You know, I fish a lot, so I'm gone a lot of weekends. Or even if I'm not gone the whole weekend, you know, I fish or I camp or I'm gone Saturday or gone Sunday. Um, you know, and I do my videos as well. And, you know, it's one night a week. And so I'm not home and she's by herself the one night a week, but we have the dogs. And, you know, I come home at 5, 6, 7 in the morning. And normally we wake up about 7:30. My alarm goes off at 7:30, I guess. So about 7:30, a little bit before because of the dogs. But so it definitely disrupts the routine and flow. Like I said before, it's a good point, actually, that, you know, I have to stealth camp and then get up and go to work and go about my day all tired. But it's the same thing for them. If I get home or they go to bed at a different time because I'm not home, it definitely screws with their routines as well. Not as much as me having to sleep on the ground behind Walmart in the snow and then go to work on 2 hours of sleep, but it definitely has an effect. She's very supportive of everything I do, hobbies wise. You know, she's always encouraging me to make healthy choices as far as my mental health. And, you know, I have mental health issues and I've kind of been in weird places and hard places in my life because of certain things along those lines. And whether it's just like my diet or like even some of the people I choose to hang out with, a lot of them I've not because she made me, but because through therapy and maturing and just starting to see things differently. It's like what they say: the older you get, the more you know. It's like you don't know everything until you're about to be dead because you've lived it. So it's 100% true. But having a supportive partner or best friend like that, you know, a lot of people I hung out with, and I say hung out with because I chose to, you know, let that run its course, or situations I would put myself in with those people or choose to go to those people in those situations, which I'm in another mode right now of like leaving a lot of stuff behind. So I guess not even just with YouTube, but I just went over like my whole life kind of. She's very supportive and has always had my back, even on my bad days. And I try to do, you know, I fall short way more than she does when it comes to doing that for her. Like she's like 99.79% because nobody's perfect, right? I'm like, you know, 0.2%, you know, it's a lot. I'm just kidding. But and you know, I try to stay consistent at like 80%. You know, I'm a lot less perfect than most people. But
hey, that's pretty good for a guy.
She'd probably say 65 to 70.
Yeah, but you know, women say that all the time.
They do. Yeah, they over exaggerate and we under exaggerate.
Yeah, they do.
Vice versa, whichever one of them makes sense. I'm just not sure which right now. You know, up or down. But yeah, no, she's good with all of that. And I told her too. I said it earlier. I've been doing videos since pre-YouTube. I'm a musician as well, so I've always been making music. A lot of the music you hear on the channel is self-produced.
Wow, okay, nice.
Yeah, I've got hundreds of songs I've done. I've got all these videos. So in relation to the Northwest Wind, I've just always, for 20 plus years, I've always been, whether it's music or videos or acting or whatever, I've always just been trying to make a career out of it, support myself off of it. I'm closer now than I've ever been, but I still feel like I'm kind of nowhere because, you know, I'm not making $10,000 extra a month off YouTube. 10 grand a year extra would be nice. I haven't done that yet.
I know, yeah, that would be great. That would be nice.
But, you know, people have been pretty supportive. The channel is monetized. So, you know, some months have been pretty cool. Some months, you know, it's pretty consistent, you know, but every little extra bit helps. People have supported and donated and bought merchandise. And, you know, I'm not saying that to draw support. I'm just saying, in relation to me wanting to like make more of a career out of it, or even as like a balance. Like if I could work the same job and all that I do now, but work part-time instead of full-time, and then create content like 2 or 3 days a week instead of just 1 day a week because I was making enough doing it. That's, that would be a huge win. Obviously I'd like to do it full-time, but I don't know if that's ever going to be possible. I mean, you never know how big the channel can get, but
You never know.
a few bucks here, grinding hard there. I mean, you never know what it's going to all add up to, but back to the point of me just trying to put myself out there. Just like I said, I've been doing it for so long. Had a lot of, I can't say it's, how do you define success? Like, I feel like on a small scale, this channel and even my musical career, when I was doing it, a lot more full-time. I've had a lot of small successes equals success overall because cool people I've met, including yourself now, cool experiences, cool memories, relationships I wouldn't have had without, and it's all kind of accumulated to where I am now. And this is the most success. It's like I said, it's not 20,000 isn't huge. A few thousand views a week when I upload a video isn't huge, but it's definitely more sustained and trending upward success than I've experienced in anything else I've ever done. And I'm kind of using all of my trades with it, like video, acting, comedy, music when applicable. It's all bundled into one now,
And my last question is, will your wife ever show up in one of your stuff videos? We should ever do it with you, like an episode.
I hope. We've talked about it.
Yeah, did you ask her?
Yeah, so we've talked about it. She's an outdoors type girl too. Her dad and brothers and her dad was a big fisherman, an outdoors guy, and her brother they can do it too. And they did a lot of camping and went to the cabins and fishing and all that when she was a kid. And then, she got through high school and into college, and, girls become girly girls around that time.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you kind of get dragged along, but she enjoyed it, fishing and outdoor stuff. But she has come fishing with me. She'll come like a few times a year fishing. She has not come camping, like regular tent camping with me yet. So my goal is to get her to come regular camping with me this year. At least one time this year, but like, you're not going to knock it till you try it. And I'll make sure it's like, have a good, comfortable spot picked out. Make sure we can like bring the dogs and we'll eat really well and bring all the extra snacks and pillows and blankets and all the crap I wouldn't. I'm like a minimalist, I don't like to bring extra stuff if I don't need it. Some stuff, you have to bring some extra stuff, like just in case. But
of course.
I remember it's a funny story. The first time we went fishing together, it was at like a land conservation, and there's like a ton of man-made lakes on it of different sizes with different fish. And I picked her up and had all my gear, just my rod and my backpack and like some water or whatever.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah, I'm going fishing for a few hours at a pond. What do I need? And she had like a full-size Coleman cooler on wheels, like filled with ice and Gatorades and water and sodas. And
really?
Yeah, and then the big tote picnic bag, pillows and blankets to lay down, and then another tote bag filled with like it was like books to read and a bunch of bags of chips and like all kinds of stuff. There's a photo somewhere she took of me like carrying all this stuff, and I'm like, we're just going to a pond like 10 minutes down the road. It was really funny. I still bust her chops because I was like, we could have been stranded there for like a week and we would have been fine.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So my point being, I want to get her out camping. If I can get her to do it for 2 nights, just to like, a 2-day little camping trip, just like a long weekend, and we'll go to like a site somewhere where there's facilities and make it easier on her. And kind of lead that into, I'd like to take more camping trips together or stuff like that, or even like rent a camper or an RV. far as stealth camping, I don't know if I could get her to come with me for that. It would have to be kind of like a pretty benign stealth camp, like somewhere where it's like very low risk and like still a stealth camp, but like not like me hiding in the bushes. I don't think she'd be down. I don't think I could get her to do that. Maybe, I mean, maybe if I hit 1 million subscribers, she'll come stealth camp with me. Like some, I don't know. I'll have to talk to her about it.
We got to get you 1 million subscribers.
Right. Yeah. Honestly,
We got to get
any ideas you have to get more. I hope you're using it for yourself, because I have conversations with a lot of creators, and now you as well. We can keep that conversation going.
Yeah.
I have conversations with a lot of other creators. Tony from Random Adventures. I've talked to Steve Wallace a couple times, not like in depth,
Really?
a few
Wow.
times on Instagram.
I wouldn't mind getting an interview with him.
Yeah, honestly, if you reach out, I would shoot him an Instagram message and see, because it might take him a while, but he does tend to respond. I've talked to him not at length, but a few times. We've had a couple conversations, and I would reach out to him if I were you, definitely.
With that, I was afraid to reach out to you too. My channel is like a small little channel.
I think mine is too. 20,000 is not that many.
Oh man, way bigger than mine.
Yeah, but in relative to YouTube, I don't think, it's also about quality versus quantity though. Like, would you rather have 20,000 subscribed? That's how I look at it. Like, I want to be bigger, but I'd rather have 20,000 and a lot of the subscriber base and fan base I like know personally and know their names, and we talk about stuff, and we're always around. Like, would you rather have 1 million subscribers and not like have any personal touch, or 100,000 but it's like a community? I'd rather have the community.
I'd rather have the community too.
So that's my point, is keep your friends close, like, but I talked to a lot of other YouTubers, some with channels much bigger than mine, and some with channels that have 500 subscribers or 3,000. And what was my about if you have any secret sauce to getting subscribers, you must sit on it and hiding it, because we rack our brains, and it'll be like 11 p.m. on a Saturday night or tomorrow at work when I'm eating my lunch, and I'll just be like, hey, Jay, what am I doing what do I need to do? What do you think about this idea? What do you think about blah, 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 X, Y, Z, ABC? And like, there's the one thing I've come to realize is, and I said it in the beginning of the video, I think the only way to get big or to keep growing is just to keep doing it. Because
it is.
If there was a secret sauce or like some kind of special button or special thing, and maybe there is, and we just don't know, but if there is a secret trick to the trade, a lot of people would already be doing it. And
the only advice that I got from other big YouTubers when I asked what is the success to get successful on YouTube, and they told me it's just consistency.
Yeah, and keep making your videos better too. Yeah, not you personally, just anyone.
Yeah, that's the only thing that they all tell me is try to make each video better and upload it consistently, so the audience don't forget who you are.
Right, and that's like one of the Tony from Random Adventures was the one that actually mentioned to me to look at the times in your analytics when people are watching your videos the most. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
But they said Thursdays between like 4 and 7 p.m. is like when it was very purple, like, and then it was also like Sundays around the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and that was one of our first conversations him and I had, because I was just I would shoot a video, then upload it like the next day. And then you go look at the dates of the first like 10 stealth, whatever. It was like, some of them were like Tuesday, Friday, Monday, but Tony mentioned, and I agree. It's like appointment TV again, like back in the day, because we're from this, I'm a little younger than you, but I was the last generation that like had to sit down at 9 o'clock on Sunday and watch Sopranos.
Yeah. Like every Friday night I'll be watching the TGIF. Right?
Yeah, or like Nick at Night and or
Oh yeah.
all that and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So it's consistency. Yeah, every Thursday at 6, people know Sam is uploading a video. And I said it before, I'm like afraid that if I break that streak, even if it's just like a 3-minute, hey, there's been some weeks I just couldn't, my mental health is bad. And
Yeah.
or like the Christmas one, like I couldn't shoot anything and I was just so burnt out. I'm like, just here's a little 5-minute of me saying Merry Christmas. Like, I know it's not what people want to see, but it's something,
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, just the consistency. Consistency is the biggest thing. You have to make your videos, not you, but I tell myself all the time, so you have to make your videos good. And you said it too. They got to keep getting better, or at least like the same. Like you said, like a Steve video, people like Steve, and they also know what they can expect. Like they like if whether no matter how you phrase it or look at the phrase, like they're all the same. Could be a good thing or a bad thing depending who you ask or how you interpret it. But it's consistency. That's a consistent statement right there. Like think about that. They're all the same. Well, that means every single one that's consistency. And obviously, if he's got almost 2 million subscribers and gets 300,000 views in the first 12 hours, like
that's,
Yeah,
that's. I wish I could get that.
Keep going. I hope so too. So I always said, when I was doing music, it wasn't like a band per se, but I was like a solo artist, but my buddy was my DJ and producer and we made everything together. And my other buddy who just passed away was like another blah, blah, blah collaborator and had my manage, all that other stuff. And I always felt like I was doing all the work. I always felt like I was doing 80-90% of it. And and same with Puff Puff Bass. Like, even if other people were there filming, I was the one pushing everything, promoting everything, doing all the merch and sponsorship, all that stuff. And my only goal now is this whole channel and videos and editing and sponsorships that I have a few and I turn them down and talk to fans and do interview, whatever, all that. It's all me. I can do whatever I want. I can do as much as I want or as little as I want. And I can't be disappointed or blame failure or success on anyone but myself. So,
yeah, cool.
But I always said, when I was working on like a team effort thing, like the music or Puff Puff Bass Fishing, I wanted to take my friends or my people with me. Like I didn't want to do it alone. I wanted it to be like, like you start a band in high school and then you turn into Nirvana or the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something. You don't know how big you're going to get, but those are all your friends, getting stoned in the basement, playing music. And then now you're like playing at music festivals. It's like, that's kind of how I looked at it. Like I would like it to be kind of like, I'd like to start here with my people and then get up to here. But now I look at it as like, since I'm doing all this on my own, I obviously I want to keep growing my channel and I plan to, or hopefully I'll keep doing my thing and hopefully it'll grow. But then I would like to find other creators that I like and help them, or hopefully some big channels will want to help me. That's kind of where I'm at now. Like help people that are doing the same thing and trying to reach the same goals. Like even if it's you in the Bay Area or Tony lives in Pennsylvania or Steve, whoever's, I'm just dropping names, but in Canada, like help each other, because even if we're not friends in the basement, starting off as the Red Hot Chili Peppers, we're all doing the same thing, trying to get to the same place,
Yeah, of course.
There's another, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but if you like the stealth camping, his name is Todd Champion. His channel is called Camping with Champion.
I saw one of the videos where he was on top of a bridge or something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Or like on the bridge deck or whatever you call it. Like
that was insane.
Yeah, he's really cool. Him and I are in talks. So Tony from Random Adventures is having a meetup in May for himself and all his people, and then a bunch of other channels, including myself. We're all going to be there and invite all of our communities. So Todd Champion, Camping with Champion, he'll be coming up. We're gonna hopefully shoot. We're gonna shoot at least one, if not two, videos together. Hopefully, a few.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
Collaborate. So he would be another cool guy to reach out to as well. I can't speak for other people and say they'd want to be interviewed, but Todd's a really, really cool guy. And I think if you messaged him on Instagram and just say, "Hey, I interviewed with Sam," blah, blah. I can't speak for him, but I think he seems to me like maybe Tony too, Random Adventures. He might be down. They're both just really, really good guys like you and I. And I think
Is there any way that you can send me their Instagram?
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna send myself a message now. So once we get off here, I will.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will for sure. And I think like I said, I don't want to sit here and say they'll interview with you for sure. Yeah. Both of them are, definitely good guys for sure. And I think, you'd get a lot of good conversation out of them too.
Well, I had a blast talking to you today.
Same here. Yeah, I mean, it's been an hour and a half almost for sure.
Yeah. And if I took your time, I'm sorry for taking your time.
How dare you? I'm so mad. You took up all my time. You asked me to come here, and I said I would. And the whole time I was in a bad mood because you took all my time. I'm so mad. How dare you? God, I'm happy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was 110%. I wanted to be here. Very happy to be here. Honestly, if you want to have me on once a month, you just tell me when, and I'll come back. Whenever you want.
Oh, that'd be great.
Whatever you want. 100%.
I do some Q&As on every Friday night also. Okay. So if you want to stop by, you can stop by.
Yeah, you let me know too if you want. If you want to do these again, or if you're having a live, shoot me a message. I do subscribe to you too, so if I catch up for sure. But if you ever wanted to, if you're having a live and wanted, I'm not forcing myself on you. I'm just saying I'm happy to. When people ask me, generally I just say yes because I'm happy to do it. So.
Actually, do you ever watch football? The NFL?
I'm from Cleveland, so.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns.
So you can take that for what it's worth. Do you watch basketball?
Huh?
Basketball?
Yeah, I watch basketball. A little bit of basketball. The Cavaliers.
They're the best right now. God willing, they'll take it all the way this year without LeBron. God willing.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping.
I'm a big baseball and basketball fan.
Okay.
The Browns have been bad my entire life, like really bad my entire life. So when the Browns are having a good season, it's a bonus for me because it's something else I can watch. But I don't like football enough because they've been bad my whole life. So when they're terrible, it doesn't affect me at all because they've never been good enough for me to care for more than like one season in a row. So it's like people going to work Monday and they're always mad because the Browns are terrible. And I'm like,
yeah.
Rams were on last night, or hey, I didn't watch that game because they're not, they haven't earned my support.
Because during the football season, I try to get a fan of each team on stream for each game.
Okay. Yeah, and I think there's definitely a lot more qualified Browns people as far as but I think it'd be cool. It'd be fun for me to do that with you. I'd be happy to because I could just tell you how disappointing they've been and why I don't care enough about them to be.
That'd be great.
Like that might even be better than getting a diehard fan that can tell you.
Yeah. That might be better than that. Yeah.
Because that's just kind of like their MO is they're always terrible. They'll have one good season and then 5 bad in a row. So like the expectation they're supposed to keep going up. They'll have a good year and then just, even this past year, after going to the playoffs with Flacco last year.
Yeah.
What did they finish with? 5 wins or 4 wins? 5 wins?
4.
Yeah, exactly. 4 and 12, right? Or 4 and 13.
4 and 13.
Right. Terrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah, I will say. So that's what I'm talking about last year because Deshaun didn't play that bad until he got hurt. He was okay.
Yeah,
and then we had Flacco fever. That was honestly last year. That was like the most fun 2 months of the last 26 years, whatever, 25 years since they came back in 1999. That was like, that was the most fun, whatever, 8 stretch of games. That was the most fun half season in, 2.5 decades for sure with Flacco.
Well, what about the season where Baker Mayfield?
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I got excited.
He took you guys to the playoffs.
Yeah, we almost beat the Chiefs. Ed Henne with that, the targeting hit and all that. There's a lot of people still talk about that. They always will. Baker was our guy, and the team turned around, and we had John Dorsey, who's actually a good friend of my dad's. He's the GM of the Lions now, or he has been for like 3 or 4 years, and he built the Chiefs, and built the Browns, and then now he's built the Lions. John Dorsey.
You got your dad, a good friend of his?
Yeah, he lived a couple doors down from my dad when he was in town. And my little brother and John Dorsey's kids played hockey together and went to school together and all that. He's a really nice guy. Really nice guy.
Wow. Lucky you.
I mean, it's not like him and I sit down and have beers and stuff, but I've met him a few times. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, of course.
But the Browns did Baker so dirty. He was their guy.
Yeah, they did.
He played that next year. He should have had surgery on his non-throwing arm, and then his throwing arm was injured too. So he had 2 bad shoulders.
Yeah.
He refused to sit, but the team also refused to not let him play. He refused to sit, and the team refused to bench him and force him to get surgery. So he's an idiot for playing hurt, which I don't blame him. He's a competitor. And then the team
QBs.
They want to be out there.
Yeah.
And the team didn't sit him, which is their fault.
Yeah, they should have told him, we're not playing it.
Yeah, and then the fans turned on Baker so quick because he was playing hurt. And then once the Browns gave up on him, they traded him, right? They traded him to
Carolina.
Right? Carolina. He's in Tampa Bay now, isn't he?
Yeah. And he's playing phenomenal.
Yeah, even in Carolina, they were bad, and then they got better, and then Tampa Bay, he's been better than decent. He hasn't been like the greatest, but he's been fairly good. He's not in the bottom 15 QBs in the league, I don't think. But once they traded him, it was kind of like he wanted to be traded too. The fans blamed him, and then the fans blamed the team, and the fans say he sucked, and then the fans say he's good, and that the team is idiots, which it's kind of like, it's just the way the team's been run. And then with Myles Garrett now, I'm sure and then all of a sudden after all that crap, they sign him to the biggest deal of all time, like 2 days. Like, it makes no sense. No one here knows what the hell's going on either.
You know what doesn't make sense? He was adamant about getting traded. He
was going on radio shows on his off days. He was talking to everybody, national media. I
want to be traded. I don't want to play for the Browns anymore. I want to play for a contender.
And then they gave him the biggest deal. Was it Saturday or Sunday they announced it? I remember it was like
Sunday.
Drinking my coffee. Yeah, and my buddy, my good buddy Sean, he's one of my biggest sports friends, one of my best friends, but we talk sports like all day, every day. And he's like, sent me the tweet, Adam Schefter or whatever, highest non-QB contract in history. What is he talking about? I'm like, Myles Garrett with the Browns? And I'm literally, I'm not going to swear, but I was like, what the F? Like 15 times out loud. Like, it made no sense.
He's going to get like $40 million a year.
Yeah, and 123 or 4, whatever, 125 million guaranteed. I don't know how long the deal is. How long is the deal? Do you know? 5 years?
It's about 6 years.
Oh, so it's a huge contract then. So so it's like $250 million with almost half guaranteed.
Yep.
That's crazy. Huh. I didn't realize how long it was. But
if I was Myles Garrett, I wouldn't go anywhere.
No, not anymore. He spent his whole career here. He was here when we went. So we went 1-15, and then the next year went 0-16. Those were his first 2 years. And then he was here for the Baker run, and then he was here for the Flacco fever. it's funny. They keep saying we're going to get Flacco and then Kirk Cousins or Matthew Stafford. But then now this afternoon I got home and they said Russell Wilson is here visiting the team right now. And we just signed Kenny Pickett too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we signed Kenny Pickett yesterday or what's today? Wednesday? I think it was Monday. We signed Kenny Pickett.
No, about the Russell Wilson thing.
Russell Wilson? Yeah, I think either he's here today or he's coming here today. He's visiting the team today or tomorrow or something. He's either he's here or he's going to be here in the next day.
Dang.
Russell Wilson, yeah. It's funny
Yeah,
though.
I think he's washed up.
Oh, 100%. We played him twice last. It's funny though because Pickett just won with the Eagles, which is cool. But when he was the Steelers, because Browns and Steelers, obviously, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
When Kenny Pickett was their future and he was just so bad, no offense to him, but he was just so bad over there. I guess I know more about football than I claim I did 10 minutes ago because we talked about it for 50 minutes straight. But when Pickett was in Pittsburgh, we busted on him so hard because he was just, the Pittsburgh fans, and they put all their faith in him. And so we busted his balls really hard. And now, I'm surprised the front office even signed him knowing how much crap he got from the fans when he played there.
Man,
it just makes no sense.
That's not going to go well.
No, but I think they'll have him as like the third option, and then they'll bring in a vet like a Flacco or a Wilson, and then I still think they're going to take a QB at number 2. I think they have to. They need a QB of the future.
Well, there's only 2 good quarterbacks that are coming out.
Sanders and what's the other guy?
Ward, Cam Ward.
Cam Ward, right? Cam Ward, that's right. I was going to say, who's the Howard guy? Everyone keeps talking about him. Was he an Ohio State guy?
Yeah, he's an Ohio State guy, but he's not worth the first round pick.
You don't think so? I just know everyone around keeps talking about him because we're Cleveland and Ohio State, and they just won. And everyone keeps really talking about him, but the media is only talking about Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah. I would take the Ohio kid in the second round.
Okay.
But not the first.
So then they should trade the number 2 pick for something lower, get a good offensive or defensive player, and then maybe take him. Because I think the fans would like it because he's a Buckeye who just won a championship. He'd have a longer leash than somebody taken at number 2,
If I were the Browns, I would trade out of number 2, probably get up to number 5 or 6.
Right, and get a couple second and third rounders too out of that for sure.
Yeah, and fix the offensive line first.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the most disappointing part of the season is how good they looked last year, especially with a qualified ready to roll QB, and because Watson was good before he got hurt. I'm not a fan of him personally at all. I really don't like him at all. But if he's playing good football, that's the man is separate from the man throwing the ball. I don't like the man at all. But if he's throwing the ball and the Browns are winning, that's just the Browns are winning. I'm separating the two because I have to.
Yeah, of course.
But I think we were 6-1 or 5-1 with Watson, and then he got hurt. And with Flacco though too, that offensive line was great last year.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it wasn't like the best of all time, but I mean, they were. I mean, I think this year it was like they didn't score 20 points like 8 games, and it was some ridiculous stat that I can't remember. It was like they didn't score 20 points like 7 games in a row or something like that, and allowed over 20 points in each of those games. It was like ridiculous.
Yeah, but they couldn't protect the quarterback. So.
No, that too, yeah, and just absolutely horrible. I remember, believing really hard in Baker, and I remember believing really hard, in Flack, in both of them, losing to KC with Baker hurt, and that Houston game in the playoffs last year. I was at a buddy's house, and we were so stoked because you're like, Flacco can't lose. He's going to carry us all the way to the and then next year, we all knew next year he won't even be back, or he'll come back and he'll be terrible for us. But at least we had our one and done, and we're good. We won't care. And coming up against that Houston defense, and their offense was really good too. They just picked us apart. And by halftime, then those 2 pick sixes, I think it was before halftime, and I don't remember the final score and how it all played out, but I just remember the beer was more fun than the night. What's that?
It was kind of a disappointing game, dude. I thought the Browns were going to put up a fight.
Yeah, it wasn't close. But I think by halftime we knew it wasn't close. And then they came out hot in the third quarter and were like, what's the next game on? It was Tennessee. Tennessee versus someone, I forget. I think Tennessee versus LA or something, I forget.
So, yeah.
But, yeah, I think see what the draft. When is the draft? It's April, right?
April. It's at the end of April, and I'll be doing the live stream of the draft also.
Well, go Browns, I guess. I'm not going to root against them, but it's easy to not root for them, you know. Go Browns.
Yeah, true.
Do you like Shedeur Sanders? You know more football than I do. If they're playing good, I'll watch them. But
I think he's going to be a bust.
You think so?
There's so much hype around him because he's the son of Deion Sanders.
Right.
And the name's going to take it further than his talent is.
You think so? You think he's overdrafted or overprojected?
Yeah, I think he's overprojected. Any analysts are saying he's going to go top 2. But I think that's a little too high for him.
You think he's still a first rounder?
Mid first rounder, maybe 15, 16, around there.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it's hard for a team with a need for a QB like that has a top 5 pick to, like you said, for the Browns to trade down. They would have to be really confident in not only who they're picking lower, but what they're going to do with the trading from like a 2 to 5 or 6. You know, you're putting a lot of stock into 2 picks versus 1, but if you have the higher pick and it's a bust, it's a lot worse. At least with the 2 lower, you have, better options. If you want to look at it from like a mathematical perspective.
It's like the same thing with LeBron James' son. He got drafted because of the name.
Yeah, but he also was like one of the last picks, though. He was like pick 56 or 57, you know?
Yeah, but still, there was so much pressure on the kid.
Yeah, I agree. And on the Lakers to take him just so he could play with his dad.
Yeah, so.
But they did give him that big money. They gave him like $40 million guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, I'm like.
That I don't agree with. Pick him in the top, or he was in the bottom 5 or 6 picks of the whole draft. That's fine. That's like, he's getting picked because of his name, but no one wasted a pick on him. That's fine.
Yeah.
But giving him that $44 million, or it was like 40-some million guaranteed for 4 years. Come on, that's a little.
That's ridiculous.
Right, and
I think the same thing's going to happen to Shedeur Sanders.
Right, I think I personally, just from like the combine, or not the combine footage from the Colorado games I watched, like the highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Shedeur is better at football than Bronny is at basketball.
Yeah.
So I think, but yeah, playing in the NFL versus playing in the NBA,
it's way different.
Yeah, I think I think Shedeur is better than Bronny at their sport, but I think it's easier to be a basketball player than it is to be a football player. So
and in football, the quarterback spot is the most important guy on the team.
Yeah, he's also the most targeted too. You get your ass kicked.
Yep, and that kid's gonna get so much pressure because of the name of his last name.
He seems like he's kind of, I don't know if he's cocky or just confident and cool, but he seems like pretty swaggy. Like he seems like he knows he's going to get picked high, and he knows whoever takes him, he's going to show up and ball out, so to speak. He seems like that's what he wants. So I agree with you, the pressure and the hype and all that. But, I mean, he seems like that's what he wants, kind of, So I guess be careful what you wish for, I suppose. But if it works out, I mean, it'll be a great story for sure.
But if it doesn't work out, everybody's going to go, you're a bust. We never should have.
all the other busts. I mean, there's 1,000 busts every 1,000 busts every year. I mean, especially look at all the players they say are supposed to be as good as LeBron, like and this guy and that guy and Victor Wembanyama. I mean, he's still yet to be proven, but pretty much everyone they said was going to be the next LeBron hasn't even come 10% as close. Like a Grant, who's still like, if you're talking basketball. Football, though, there's what is there, 54 players on every team times 32. You're talking a couple thousand players, whereas basketball, it's
in basketball there's so many.
Right. It's it's hard to look back on, and even like when your team picks and you're like, our team was bad 10 years ago, who was that pick, who was this pick, who's that pick? It's like, yeah, it might be a bust and we'll be mad for a year or two, but then 5 years later you don't even remember who the person was.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, I had a great time talking to you.
Yeah, you too, for sure. I'm glad we got to talk sports and stuff too.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say to the audience before we end it?
I appreciate the support. All of you that watch and subscribe to Jay's channel as well. Good on you for supporting him. You seem like a great guy. So I'm glad your audience is keeping you going too, because I think you definitely have a great personality for content creation and for talking to people. And I watched a couple of your videos. Gaming's not really my thing, but I definitely think it seems like something you're good at and enjoy. So I appreciate anyone from your audience that might jump over, and anyone from my audience that is a gamer. I hope all of you will give Jay a shot. Thank you for having me. I really respect and tip my cap to you for being in the position you're in, and working hard and putting yourself out there. I know it's not easy, and my heart goes out to you, and consider yourself my friend. And if you ever need anything, I say it in all my videos, but I'm telling you personally to reach out to me, and I'll do whatever I can for you, bro.
I really appreciate that.
No, I mean it. Yeah, for sure, brother. 100%. And yeah, just thanks for having me. And sorry if I always talk too much. Even if you tell me I didn't, I always feel like I talked way too much.
You know what? People say that about me too. And all my teachers at school say you talk too much.
Yeah, well, tell them, nah, I'm yeah. So, no, but thank you again for having me, and I hope it's not the last time.
No, thank you for coming on. I enjoyed it.
For sure. Yeah, me too. I had a great time. Smiling. Both of us were smiling and laughing the entire time. Yeah, so.
Well, thank you for coming on. It was an honor to interview you.
It was my pleasure to be here, and I'm honored that you asked. So thank you again very much.
And I guess we'll stay in contact.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'll message you those Instagram names tonight, and when you reach out, let me know, and I'll if you don't get responses or blah blah blah, I'll do what I can to try and get you in touch with some people. I'll look through my list of people too. Maybe there's some more people I'm not thinking of that would be open to talking with you as well. So.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
100%.
Thank you so much. And guys, go subscribe to his channel. It's a great channel.
And my people do the same way too. Yeah. And my people your way too.
And we'll see you guys next time. All right. See you later, guys. Bye.